So I'm going to start here by creating my chapter 6 folder. And if it goes in the wrong location, you just drag it to the bottom. And so I'm going to start here with my first file that I'm going to call favorite numbers. So I'm using Control N to create it and Control S to save. And I'm going to call it favorite numbers.py. And I'm going to throw it right in chapter 6. And then we're going to do try it yourself, which is on page 99. And we have to create a little dictionary entry. And it's short, so you can either do it horizontal or vertical. And let me find the instructions, which are here. So you have to store people's favorite numbers. So you have to think of 5 people, use their names as keys, and assign a favorite number for each one of them. Okay, so that's kind of the task. And it doesn't really matter what you call it. And you can go horizontal across or you can go vertical. I actually like vertical just because there's flexibility in it. So I will do myself here. My husband, daughter, and we're going to give my granddaughter a favorite number. All right, I got my dictionary. Print each person's name and their favorite number. So there's a lot of different ways to do this, as you know. And so I think I'm just going to do, if I can type, print the name. So that would be the key. So I really don't have to do anything fancy here. All I have to do is print my dictionary because that will print the key and the value. And there you go. So that is what you need to do for the first one. So the second one is going to be similar. You're going to have a new file called glossary, and you're going to complete try it yourself 6-3. Because this is going to potentially have lengthier values, you should go vertical on this one. And they are telling you to call it, I believe, glossary in the instructions. We'll take a look. So they do want you to call the dictionary glossary, and then you have to think of 5 programming words that you've learned in either this chapter or a previous one. You're going to use the words as the keys, and then you're going to store the meanings or the definitions as the value. Then it wants you to print each word and its meaning as neatly formatted output. So neatly formatted output. So this is how I kind of interpret that. So I chose as one of my items dictionary. So that was one of my keys. And so this is how I did the neatly formatted output. So I'll show you a partial on this, and I think you'll get the idea so that you can do the rest. So let's close out that. We'll close out practice. And in chapter 6, I'm going to do a new file. I'm going to save it. And I'm going to call it glossary. All right. So they wanted us to call this dictionary glossary. So my first item that I chose was dictionary. And so I said Python data type that stores key value pairs. And that has to be in quotes. All right, so I got one item. You need to have 5 definitions. And so I guess I could do tuple. It's a list of items that do not change. Okay, so you kind of get the idea here. You need 5 of them. So after you do the 5, then you need to print them, and it wants the printout formatted. And so this is how I did it. So I've got print dictionary, and then I'm going to do, now there are other ways of doing this that you will learn later on in the chapter, but at this point in the chapter, this is pretty much how you have to do it. And then we're going to subscript in to our dictionary using our keyword. So basically we're printing a heading and then we're taking the value and we're kind of tabbing over. And how that looks is kind of like this. So I would do that for all 5 of them. So once you have the first one, you would do the next one. And then you would have 3 more that you would need to do that for.